What is going on, fellow traders? John with Tactical Trading here with OTC Saturday, YouTube's first and longest running show dedicated to the OTC markets. Welcome, friends. Thank you so much for showing up. I truly do appreciate it. Now, I don't know. I just have a feeling going into next week. You can call it an intuition, call it a feeling, call it what you want, but I think the OTC is picking up. Small caps are picking up, gaining some steam. Now, is April the month for multi-baggers? I don't know, but what I do know is there are some opportunities and many opportunities to be had. If you're willing to accept the fact that when you get a strong move in a play, you must take some profits off the table, I think we'll all be fine knowing that. Now, going into the second quarter, we're going into a new month. You guys want to just make sure you have your strategy together and play by your rules. There's this diamond hands and holding everything for extended periods of time. It's not working right now. Now, if you have the time, if you're not interested in making profits, you just want to hang on to something and you're more of a value investor opposed to a trader, then it works out just fine for you. But if you're here to, we're here to make money. We're not here to fall in love with any plays. Now, before we do get started, a quick disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. Everything said on this channel is strictly my opinion and should not be taken as financial advice. Do your own due diligence before buying any security to see if it is a proper fit for you, your trading strategy, your portfolio, and your style. Now let's get into this. Where do we start here? First play want to touch on is ARGQ. This is Argentum 47. We did touch on this last week a little bit. Play closed at 0.006, down 17% on Friday. It did get beat up a little bit towards the end of the week after its magnificent run up to 0.0116. Almost came close to those highs that it hit back in the beginning of the year. If we take a kind of zoom out to the year chart, you can see right at the beginning of the year, this thing ran all the way up to 0.0129. And looks like, this is something that I think can be tested relatively easy if we get a little momentum going into the next week. They did say that the acquisition should be closing throughout the month, sometime during the month of April. Take a look here. I want to kind of zoom back down here to the 3 months. And if you look at the 3-month chart here, you can see, this thing had a great run on Tuesday. Wednesday pulled back, Thursday and Friday. Thursday kind of had a nice bounce back up into the 80s, had some buying going on early in the morning, and then Friday just kind of sold off, selling pressure on very low volume, only about 6 million in volume. So, nothing really to panic about. You can see the day of the buying had the major amount of the volume, the significant volume, and again, the volume kind of tapered off towards the end of the week. I want to take a look here. This is the company that is rolling in. This is the data source. And as you can see, this company does have some pretty high-profile partners, American Express, Bacardi, Vodafone, and some others. And if we're going to take a look here just at the services of what this company does or what they can do for you, they have artificial intelligence, AI-powered campaign, ad campaigns, website, and software development. So they're developing software as well. And they also have a ROI marketing plan available amongst other content marketing, social media marketing, and video development. So these guys do a gamut of things for business services. So this is a UK-based company, and I definitely do like these guys. I want to take a look here at something that I did not touch on reading through the PR last week. And we can take a look here. If we take a look here, there's a little mark here in the PR that I find interesting. TDS is also examining several complementary acquisitions in Europe and the United States and sees potential acquisitions as the defined path for the combined companies in the years to come. Hence, TDS is poised to increase its organic revenue substantially in the coming 12 months. So they are looking for more acquisitions. After this one is closed, they do see their revenues ramping up substantially. So this is definitely something to get excited about. I really think we blow through these highs of 129 once the acquisition is closed. So this is definitely one you want to keep on your radar. Really like ARGQ. The next one we want to touch upon is Bell Buckle Holdings, BLLB. This one closed at 0.0084, up 12% on Friday. I thought it was actually up a little more on Friday, but this had a nice week starting from Wednesday. Bounced off of the low 40s, kind of bottomed out there, and subsequently just took off. Not super high volume, but had decent volume. If we take a look at the chart here, when I zoom back, it looked as if even though they did have 3 straight green days, so we may, with no news on Monday, this may pull back a little bit, but the way this thing was trading late Friday had a lot of buying pressure coming in. So I think the next resistance, psychological resistance, is at a penny, and the next resistance on the chart looks to be about 108, 110 area. If these areas get taken out, we can see 175 rather easily in this. So I don't know if this thing does pull back just due to the buying power, the buying pressure that it did have going into late day. But with 3 straight green days, I would anticipate I wouldn't go chasing this thing, because we do know that there is going to be some resistance up around that penny area, and then shortly after a penny about 108. So, but regardless, I do think this one tests and breaks those highs. This thing can easily be trading at 2 cents by the end of the week. So definitely like BLLB going into next week. If you want some good research on this, I want you to take a look on Twitter here at Super Robot. He has a nice DD package on here for BLLB. So if you want some research on the company, take a look here. He's got it all laid out for you, so you don't have to do the work. So again, that is Super Robot here. I put that up on the screen. Just going to BLLB, and he has a due diligence package on this, and the DD thread looks pretty darn good. So that's definitely one that I like going into next week. Now another one that we did mention on the watch list on Sunday, and that's Cat Exploration, KATX. This is a Karen Courier play. This one was up 32%, really big on Friday at 0.0078 on 38 million in volume. You can see you had your pullback opportunity right here. This thing, this is right about where we mentioned in the video, so it's not extraordinarily higher than where it was, but you can see there was on Wednesday and Thursday there was a nice opportunity to grab a pullback. This thing ran all the way back down to half a penny, and then subsequently ran up quite a bit on Friday. So I think this one continues. You might be able to get some 75s, maybe some low 70s before this thing takes off again, but this thing's gonna move, and I'm expecting some news probably this week or next week on this thing, or next week or the following week on this thing, and then this thing can really take off. It's got a decent share structure, not the best, but it's got a decent share structure at about 1.6 billion in the float. So not an overly bloated share structure. I like them under $1 billion, but I think this one can really move. Next play. Another one we have not talked about on this channel, and this is Marketing Worldwide Corp, MWWC, closed at 0.0029, down 3% on Friday on, let me see here what volume it had. First, let's take a look at the share structure right here. This thing has about $1.5 billion held at the DTC. The unrestricted is 2.2 billion. Another one with a decent share structure. Nothing extraordinary, but this thing had about 9 million in volume on Friday. If we take a look at the chart, this thing is pretty much bottomed out in my opinion here on the chart. So I think the opportunity is now. As you can see, obviously, it could go lower, but where we're at right now in the chart, I think there's an opportunity here with MWWC. They should be having some news, and they have been pretty regular with updating on Twitter. So this is definitely one I have on my radar that I'm watching. Now we can get into, I'm going to touch on a couple other plays that I'm going to touch on rather quickly. Critical Solutions. This is another one I like. This one closed at a half a penny, up 11% on Friday. This is the holding company for quite a few other companies. You take a look at the chart here. This had a nice little pop up almost to a penny not too long ago, back in February. You can see at a half a penny, there's a lot of room to run on this thing. And again, I want to take a look here at the share structure. It does have a nice share structure, so I do think any news can get this thing going. Bear with me one second. I do apologize. Yeah, this one only has about 400 million in the unrestricted. So this is definitely one you want to keep your eye on because it can get moving. Now, a couple of stocks. One we haven't talked about in quite some time. This is American Battery Technology Company. This one closed nicely up at 143. This is one you want to keep on your radar. This is one very good share structure. And you can see this thing is really curling up on the chart. What an opportunity that would have been back in January, under $1 here. But I mean, this thing ran all the way up to over $4 last year. So, and being that they have their new plant being getting into motion with the the move and the push to EVs. This could be a prime play to run back to those highs, so I definitely want you to keep this one on your radar. This is another carrier courier play, ILST, International Star, closed up 11% at 0.0092 on Friday. Now you see this one again, it's curling up on the chart. Actually went all the way down into the 30s. But you can see there's some room here. This is another merger play, so you want to keep this one on your radar. Show you a gold play here, Kona Gold. This one again up 11%, closing at 0.0085 on about 26 million in volume. You can see this thing has traded a lot higher earlier last year, so, and you can see it's curling up on the chart. We haven't really gotten the volume that we had in early March, but I think once that we can break past this 0.012 area and then really start to fly. Then we might be seeing closer to 2 cents, 1.75, 2 cents. But this is one you want to keep on your radar as well. And another one I missed, and this is getting into the EV sector, and this is Vapor Brands, VAPR. Very low volume. I mean, this thing was up 34%, but on very little volume. And if you take a look, I mean, kind of missed this thing here. I mean, this thing ran from under a penny, almost went up to 3 cents. So do I want to chase it up here? Probably not. Probably not. But and we can zoom out to the 2-year chart. Now you can see there is a little bit of room to run. This thing's, this thing's ran as high as what, 4 cents? Yeah, 4.26. So, again, I wouldn't be chasing this thing up here, but I definitely want you to put this thing on your radar, just to keep a close eye on it. Now, now we're gonna go to some of the old channel favorites. I want you to take a peek at here. We've talked about this ad nauseum. INTK. We had an excellent opportunity under 3 cents with this thing late last week, and as you can see, it rebounded well. I think this thing has massive potential. Definitely one of my top OTC plays, one of my favorites. This is right along with the next ones we're going to be talking about, or just quickly, briefly mentioning. FERN Corporation, just as I mentioned on Thursday, we got the pullback that I said we were going to get. Had 3 strong green days. This thing pulled back to 0.0147. We may even get another, a little bit more weakness going into Monday, but this is a buy area, in my opinion, for FERN Corporation. A lot of good things going on with this one. Definitely one of my favorite plays, and this is definitely my favorite pure crypto play in the OTC. And again, we're always talking about CyberLux here. Closed up, strong day, 0.018 on 101 million in volume. So we had some strong volume. Again, this thing broke out of its little flag of about a half a penny area. I think this thing breaks 2 cents. We can get some momentum and see the high twos, maybe low threes. So really like CyberLux. This is, again, if this company had a better share structure, this would definitely be probably my top play in the entire OTC. Being that it does have 4.5 billion shares on the in the float. They are doing a share cancellation of 700 million shares, but again, I don't think that's really relevant. I think this thing can run. So you definitely want to keep your eye there. And again, DUTV. This is another one of my favorites. This is a good buying opportunity. Anything under a penny for this, in my opinion, is a great buy. So we're just waiting on some updates from the CEO and to see exactly what companies. I mean, I think we have an idea of what's coming in or what's rolling into this shell. He said he wants this to be a master holding company. So I would assume that all of his companies will be coming in here, and that's going to make for a nice run with this thing. So I definitely love DUTV. This is definitely, again, my four favorites, and these are the only four, or I'd say five, that I would be holding longer term. American Battery Metal, that one is solid as a rock. But the last four that I mentioned, INTK, FERN, CYBL, and DUTV, that's basically my only long holds in the OTC right now. And that's, again, I am not a financial advisor. This is strictly my opinion. It's just the way I see it. And that's just what I see here. Now, before I sign off, I want to say a few things. Now, this market at the moment is a trader's market. I'm not saying that nothing deserves to be held long term, as I just mentioned, but depending on your trade plan and goals, taking some profits is prudent. It's paramount in this market now. Especially if you have a smaller account, taking profits is paramount to growing your account. So you just want to, again, with my number one strategy, taking the money off the table that you put into it. If you put 1,000 in a play and it runs 50%, you take your 500 to 1,000 out of that and you let house money run. So that's just the way I see it in these markets. I think it's just a prudent way, and I think it's the right path. Right path to making some money. So again, let's kill it this week. That's all I got for you. Again, always remember, this is a business that should be treated as such. Devise a plan with strict rules. Always stick to those rules. Always be open to learning and improving your skill set. Use mistakes as an opportunity to grow, and only rely on your own skills and your judgment when entering and exiting a trade. And most importantly, be a professional. And as always, let's get that money, traders.